Okay guys, let's get things started here. Hello, and thanks for taking the time to join this free webinar today. My name is Dale Bateman. I'm a part-time internet marketer living near Toronto, Canada. My background is in graphic design, marketing, and personal training. Plus, I've been building my online business as a part-time internet marketer for almost 4 years. Now, before I get started with today's free webinar, let me share with you what I believe is the #1 mistake that most internet marketers make. And yes, this includes me, especially when they are just getting started. Because I am truly passionate about wanting to help people achieve more success in their lives, and hopefully you will learn from my mistakes. As you know, many people have had great success online. However, without even realizing it, they were creating only a short-term business model. Why? They didn't build a list. They create a multitude of products to sell online. Some are good, most are not so good. They sell them through forums, affiliates, and advertising. Maybe they make a lot of money. Most of the time they don't. Why? They didn't build a list. Some of the greatest online marketers have had pockets of success by leveraging things like Google AdSense. By implementing simple keyword strategies early on, some brought in a whopping 6-figure income. But then, Google changed the rules, and these once successful online marketers were left with almost nothing. Can you guess why? That's right, they didn't build a list. So, why is a good list so important? Quite simply, a quality list will continue to pay you for your quality online content over and over and over again. It all comes down to the trust that you earn from your email list. They learn to trust you because you've taken the time to build a strong relationship with them. So, what's the best way to build a strong, loyal list? That's what we're going to cover in this free webinar series. Now, I want to officially welcome you to this free internet marketing webinar. Let's get started. Grab a pen and some paper to make notes. Once the webinar is over, I'll open the floor for some questions and answers. Right now, I'm doing high-level internet marketing and creating automated and passive sources of income online. Plus, I'm enjoying teaching people, just like you, how to do the same thing and make money online. But this time around, I'm making sure that everyone on my team is focused on building a list. Don't make the same mistakes that I made. Make sure that you take the strategies you will learn here and use them to build a strong, loyal email list. But remember, when you are successful, make certain that you take time for what's really important in your life, like spending more time with your family, or maybe doing some traveling you've always wanted to do, or being able to buy that new car you have always wanted. I mean, that's what's so great about working from home. You have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, and as much as you want. Now, let's get to building you a good list. Here's what we'll be covering tonight. This week, we're going to be talking about how to use video marketing as a promotional tool for your business. So, video marketing is a strategy used by online businesses to promote products and services by using short, attractive, and educational videos. Let's repeat that. Short, attractive, and educational. That is a great definition, but what you need to keep in mind is that although most people are visual beings and will see something they want and then buy it, if the video is not well done, then they may run the other way. Your best bet is to also include a text version of the description of your product for those who do not want to watch a video. Because honestly, guys, there are some people who go to websites like YouTube, for instance, and they love watching videos. Other people will check out the descriptions below the videos and in some cases prefer to read what you've got there. So make sure you're always including a text version of your description or in your description of your product for those who don't want to watch the video, because you've got both types of people out there and you have to really think about catering to both types of people. The other key thing before we move on is to make sure that you always include a link to your home page, your squeeze page, your opt-in page, your landing page, whatever it might be. Wherever you want people to end up, ideally put a link to that place in your description below your video. Okay? And if at all possible, put it on the first line, because in some cases, the description, when people first arrive at your video, your description will just show a little snippet at the very beginning. So it's important to put that link as high as possible in your description so it's still visible to them even if they haven't clicked the button to look at the entire description. Okay? Alright, let's move on. To get the best results out of your video marketing campaign, there are some aspects you can take into account to ensure your video is the best it can be. And we're going to go over those tonight. I've actually got 3 things that I'm going to talk about today in the webinar. 3 aspects, I guess you could say, of your video that you should be taking into account to ensure your video is the best it can be. So let's start with number 1. The video sound quality. Alright. The use of a good microphone is crucial. You want your viewers to be able to hear what you have to say. Also, speak slowly and clearly and make sure there is no background noise. Nothing is more distracting than background noise. And you guys know this just as well as I do. There's nothing that's more of a turn-off than trying to watch a video that you thought would be a good thing, whether it be for entertainment purposes or for educational purposes. You want to learn something, so you're watching this video, and unfortunately the person who filmed it didn't take into consideration the microphone they were using, or the fact that they were the one that gets me all the time are these people who film their videos outdoors and it's a windy day and they don't have any sort of a noise canceling device attached to their microphone, and you can basically see their lips moving, but you can't hear them because you've got this sound of the wind hitting their microphone, and it's just terrible. And I give videos like that about maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and then I move on to something else, because I'm not going to spend my time to try to decipher what they're doing. And unfortunately I don't read lips, so I certainly can't figure out what they're trying to tell me. And all I need, sometimes it's a case of leaving a comment for people like that. Would have loved to see your video, but I didn't because of all of the background noise, the wind noise in your microphone. And, it just shows you there has to be a certain level of professionalism, especially if you're doing videos for your business. So you have to make sure that you're watching your video and listening to your video before you post it. Because honestly, these people probably had no idea that there was all this wind noise in their microphone until they actually got the video posted, if they even watched it then. Maybe they just posted it and walked away, leaving it for the rest of us to try to decipher what they're saying over the sound of the mighty north wind. Okay, so speaking slowly and clearly. It may it may seem odd to you to try to talk slowly and clearly, but it makes so much sense when it gets to the viewer who's trying to listen to what you're saying. Just slow everything down a little bit. It will make it so much better. Let's go back a slide. Yeah, the use of a good microphone is crucial. Now, that's not to say you have to go out and buy something expensive. There's some pretty decent microphones out there that are pretty good quality and not a lot of money. If you are going mobile, again, just watch the wind. Maybe a good thing to do if you want to shoot a video and it's outside and you're using maybe a smartphone or something like that, and if it's at all windy, try a little test video first and listen to it before you go ahead and make like a 5-minute video and then find out later that all you can hear is the sound of the wind. So do a little test video first, and then that'll give you a good indication as to whether the wind is a problem or not, or maybe you're near a busy street or near a construction site or something like that. Things that don't really trigger with you at the time when you're filming, but they certainly make a big difference in the end product. So good microphone, speak slowly and clearly. Very important. What's number 2? Video picture quality. So we just talked about sound quality. Now we're going to talk about picture quality. Just as important, obviously, we're shooting a video here. It's a visual thing. So try to use a quality camera or screen capture video software. This allows you to capture what's right on your computer screen and then turn it into a movie. Now, that's actually what I'm doing with my videos when I do something similar to what you're seeing here today with the webinar. If I do a presentation and I want to use that as a video, what I will do is, and I use a Macintosh. I've been a Mac user since almost day one, so I use a program that comes with the Mac system, which is called QuickTime, that you've probably heard of. And QuickTime allows you to do a screen recording. So you actually can just start the recording, drag your cursor over the area of your screen where you want to record, and then hit record, and it starts to record just in that area of your screen. So you can have all kinds of notes or whatever you want around that area, and then just be filming that particular area where you dragged over. And, go through your presentation, have your microphone there, speak clearly, and you can create a really good video with the use of a presentation. And you can use PowerPoint or Keynote, whatever sort of software you have. Okay, so video quality, we're talking about a visual medium with video, so make sure that the video quality is as good as you can do. Okay? Again, don't go out and buy an expensive camera. Get started with something simple. Even your smartphone. The quality of the video on the smartphones today is just phenomenal. When you compare that to, say, even 2 years ago, what they're able to produce now with just a smartphone video cam is just amazing. Most of them record in high def now. So hey, there's really no excuse for poor quality video. Let's put it that way. Your video visually should be nice and crisp and sharp no matter what you're using. If you're using anything that's kind of up to date, from a smartphone to a good decent camera. I have a little camera, a little Canon, that I use for any of the stuff I'm not doing with QuickTime on the screen capture, and it works great. And I think I paid around $150 for it about 3 years ago. It shoots in high def and it's awesome. It's a little handheld, so it's nice and compact. I can carry it around with me. I can flip the viewer around so I can film myself and then watch it at the same time to make sure I'm still remaining in the screen and everything like that, in the frame. So yeah, don't worry about buying the most expensive camera out there. Use what you've got and I'm sure it'll be great. But again, check it first before you upload it. Take a look at it and make sure that it's good. Alright, number 3. We talked about sound quality. We talked about video quality, or the visual quality. Now we're going to talk about the information quality. What are you bringing to the viewer of your video through the information that you are presenting? Okay? It has to be quality as well. So do not just try to make your video off the cuff. Write up a script beforehand and practice it until you have it down pat. Now, for the most part, you don't have to put a lot of time into this script. If you're doing a video on a particular subject, let's say it's a particular subject about internet marketing or something like that, online marketing, perhaps you've done a blog post that you want to essentially turn into a video. Just take your blog post and read through it a few times, get really familiar with the content, and that will make it easier for you to present to the camera. Because if you try to remember what you wrote in the blog post and try to, as I say, go off the cuff, then it makes it more difficult for you, number one, and it also makes it so that you just will start stumbling over your words, trying to remember what it said. So take a bit of time, just take maybe 5-10 minutes before you shoot the video and go over your script and give it a bit of practice, even if you just touch on the high points. Okay? You have to sound like the expert you are. Okay, I want to repeat that. Make sure in your videos that you sound like the expert you are. If you sound unsure of yourself, your viewers will become unsure of you as well, and you will lose sales as a result. Okay, simple as that. How many times have you watched a video and the person presenting the video, let's say it's a video where it's someone's face on the screen and they're talking to you, they haven't sounded like they really know what they're talking about, or maybe they're rambling a bit, or they're stumbling a bit, fumbling with their words. How confident would you be in that person to go ahead and pull out your credit card and purchase their product. Not very, in a lot of cases, right? What you want to do is purchase something from a person who is confident, they know what they're talking about, they have their information down pat, they've obviously gone over their script, they look like they're confident, they're not looking all over the place, they're looking at you. And again, confidence, portraying that confidence is very important for your viewers. Because remember, we're trying to build trust. Remember back in the earlier parts of the presentation tonight, I talked about building a relationship with your audience. And this is just a different medium for engaging with your audience using video. So you have to make sure that you are portraying the image that you want to portray, which is a confident person who is a successful online marketer. Now, if you have a video on your site, it is expected that if your potential customer is watching the video there, they will stay for the length of the video, right? That's just, it's something that we want to happen. So if you've posted your video on your site, and let's say it's 4.5 minutes long, you would honestly expect that if someone visits the site and starts watching the video, if you've done all your homework and you've done your 3 points, your sound, your picture, and your information quality is all there, then they should stay there for the duration of that video. Also, if you're currently ranking well in search engines, but your video stinks, pardon the word there, but if your video stinks, then visitors may not be happy with your content and they may leave. Okay, so this can actually affect your good ranking in the search engines. If you have a poor video that can potentially take away from your ranking, okay? Because if you have people visiting, you want them to be there and watch the duration of the video from start to finish. But if your video isn't good, they're not going to stick around and watch it, and therefore they're going to leave. What do we call this? This is called a bounce rate. And if Google picks up on this, you will ultimately lose your higher ranking, your search engine ranking. So pay attention to that. If you've done anything or taken a look at all any sort of analytics for your site in terms of the visitors to your site, there's always a section there which is called bounce rate. And this means when someone visits your site, how long they remain there in relation to what's there for them to see. Okay, so that we talked a couple slides ago about if your video is 4.5 minutes, somebody visits and they're only staying there for a minute, that's a high bounce rate because they're not sticking around for the duration of that video. So you have to watch that. And another great reason why doing quality videos is so important, because it will actually affect your Google ranking. Okay, moving on. Now, there are a couple of ways to find out whether or not your video is a good one. We're going to explore those. What's the first one? Post it on YouTube. Okay? Post your video on YouTube and see how many hits you get, or how many views you get. So there's a few things that determine the popularity of a video on YouTube. First one is the number of views that it's going to get. Okay, that's the number of times people watch the video. The second thing is just like on Facebook, there's a like and a dislike button on every video. So that's another thing that's taken into account with the ranking of your videos, is how many times people like it. Okay? And the third thing is, again, sort of like Facebook, there's also comments and shares with YouTube. So people have the opportunity to leave a comment with your video, and there's actually they can take it a step further with YouTube, and they can do what's called a VR, or a video response, and that's where they actually, instead of leaving a written comment, they actually leave a video comment where they've done a video themselves and posted it as a response to your video. And also, people have the opportunity, as long as you have turned on this feature, to actually share your video anywhere they want. They can embed it in their website, they can share it on their Facebook page, they can share it in their Twitter feed, wherever. Okay, so there's codes that pop up when you click on the share button in YouTube that give you all these options for how you can share a video. So that's a good indication of how well your video is doing. Post it on YouTube or any one of the video directories and see how many hits you get. Okay, what's the next one? Ask for comments. Excuse me. So have a section on your website for people to leave comments about your video. So this is something, again, that you can put into your description. Or another thing that you can do, which is called an annotation, which appears actually right in your video. You can be going along, speaking, and all of a sudden there will be a little kind of a pop-up thing that comes up, maybe up in the corner of your video, at a certain period of time during the video, where it asks people to leave a comment, or it gives them some sort of a direction of something to do. You know, like my video, subscribe to my channel, whatever. Okay, so try using annotations, and even put a spot on your website itself for people to leave comments about your video. Okay? Now, if you get favorable comments and lots of hits, you can be sure that your video is a success, right? If not, then you know what changes need to be made because of the comments left for you. So chances are you're going to get some comments, and they could be good comments. We hope that they are. But if they're bad comments, if people are criticizing your video for some reason, that's actually a good thing too, because it lets you know what other people think and gives you the opportunity to fix it and perhaps do the video again. Okay, or if you don't do it again, maybe your next video, you take those suggestions and those criticisms into account when you're producing that next video, so that you can be sure that it's going to be better and more popular than the one before. Okay? So really take a look at those comments that are left for you, even the bad ones, and use them to your benefit. So video marketing could go either way for you. It all depends on the three aspects we outlined above, and how your potential customers, and Google, let's say, perceive your production. So try to make it as professional as you can. So that's the bottom line, guys. Try to do everything you can for your sound quality, your picture quality, your information quality, and do some testing with it. We talk just about every week about testing things that you're doing with your business. Make sure you're testing your videos too. And see how your potential customers are reacting to those videos and try to make them as professional as you can. And I guarantee you, the more you do it, the better you will get. Okay? My first video was horrendous when I look back on it. But, as of today, when I'm doing this webinar, I've actually done over 50 videos in a row. That's one per day, every day, for over 50 days now. So after that period of time, you certainly get to know better how to improve your personal video appearance, we'll say, how you come across to people. Your confidence will increase. You'll be speaking with more conviction, and your speech will slow down, and you'll take it easy, and you'll relax, and you'll treat it as having fun and really trying to help people learn something, which is really what it's all about. People come to YouTube or any other video directory to, most cases, either be entertained or to learn something. They've got a question, they want to do something and they're not sure how to do it, so they go in there and they search for something, and up comes your video where you're teaching them how to do that thing that they have a question about. So if you can come across as professional as you can in that video, that viewer is going to start to like you. And the more people like you, the better your business is going to be, because it's just going to grow from there. So I hope that's helped, guys, giving you some pointers on making your videos better. If you're not doing video marketing for your online business, start today. It is so important. We can say that YouTube's been around for a long time, for a number of years, but in terms of online marketing, where video is concerned, it's really, I think, still in its infancy stage. So get on the bandwagon now. Start doing a video every day, even if it's just 30 seconds, talking about what you did that day. Get comfortable in front of the camera. Do it every day, religiously, and let's face it, if you do it for at least about 21 days, it's going to become a habit. So after that point, if you, for whatever reason, don't do it, you're going to start feeling, oh my goodness, I didn't do my video today. I feel so empty. All right, so I hope this has helped you with your video production. Get it started today if you're not doing it already. And now that means it's time for your final 5-part action plan for success. That's right, this is the final episode of this webinar series. This is part 10. These have all been recorded from the first one right on through. This one's being recorded as well. So visit my channel at Build Your Success Online and make sure that you watch through the series. There's got a lot of great tips in there. So at the end of every webinar, I always finish up with a 5-part action plan for success. These are things that are going to help you to boost your productivity in your business. So let's get to tonight's list without further delay. Number 1 tonight, do away with unnecessary meetings. Now, if you are like me, you are a one-man show or a one-woman show with your online business, this may not come into a play as much, but I'll explain what I mean by this, doing away with unnecessary meetings. If there must be a meeting, make sure everyone knows what needs to be accomplished from the outset. If people are present who don't help out with achieving that objective, let them leave. Always start your meetings with the question, Do we all know why we're here? Okay, I'll repeat that. Always start your meetings with the question, do we all know why we're here? And then follow with, does everyone need to be here? Okay, so there's 2 questions to ask, and this could be let's say it's a webinar or maybe a Skype or a Google Hangout that you're doing with maybe some people that you're outsourcing some jobs to. Or maybe it's people in your network, people in your downline, if you have an MLM business. And it's something that specifically is going to start off doing some sort of a specific task. So make sure that everybody who's there and present for the meeting should be there, and that everyone there has something constructive to add to what's going to be discussed and the objective of that meeting. Okay? Pretty simple stuff, but always helps to repeat it and to obviously to put it into practice. So number 2, tackle the toughest nail first. Most people like to start with the easy stuff and complete them first. However, if we end up finishing the easy task first, we might end up procrastinating because we may feel complacent and contented to have completed some tasks. When we get to the tough part then, frustration and stress sets in when we meet a challenge in that task. So therefore, it's best to get a head start by completing the worst task first and slowly make a transition into easy ones. You'll feel great to have completed so many things by the end of your day. So we all have tasks that we need to do on a daily basis. It could be stuff you just do around the house, or it could be tasks that you've laid out for yourself to do for your business. Try to tackle those toughest ones first, and we can always categorize them into toughest to easiest, right? Doesn't matter what we're doing. So try to tackle those tough ones first. It'll make you feel so much better and feel like you've accomplished so much more than trying to do an easy one first. Okay? Number 3, practice saying no. All right, let's say that a few times. Everybody join with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No. Once more. 1, 2, 3. No. Once more for good measure. 1, 2, 3. Louder this time. No. All right. So what do I mean by practice saying no? Guard your energy and focus closely. Saying no is an essential part of the productivity equation. Even when opportunities come, keep in mind that they might be distractions from the work you have at hand. So something that you're seeing as an opportunity may be a distraction from something that you've already started. So practice saying no to those new opportunities. All right? Because let's face it, you've already got a task to complete. If you stop doing that task, it's going to sit and not get done. Then you move on to this new thing, this new opportunity, or as I sometimes call them, the new shiny object. People tend, especially in online businesses, they tend to get trapped into the shiny object syndrome. That's where they take every new offer that comes along and they try to see, oh boy, that's so awesome. I really need that for my business to be successful. You don't, okay? Say no to those things. Concentrate on what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Take what you've learned in these webinars, put it into practice, and keep doing it every day, day in, day out. Say no to those new shiny objects, and you will succeed. Okay, simple as that, guys. All right, Number 4, get organized. Well, that kind of goes without saying. Everybody should be organized. Being organized saves time. When you are organized, you will be about to readily access your work and your files and your records when needed. Okay? So I'll repeat that. I messed that up a little bit. When you're organized, you'll be able to readily access your work files and records when needed. Regardless of the organizational system that you use, you'll save time if you can go right to a file or a folder when you need it. All right? So make sure, like I said, I don't care what sort of organizational system you use. One person's organizational system may look like someone else's junk pile, but if it works for you and you can go exactly to the spot where you need it and find something, and that's not just talking about what's on your desk, it's also what's on your computer. I have a very specific way that I like to organize my files. And if someone else comes along and they start messing with that, it affects my organizational system. So we're not just talking about on your desk, we're talking about on your computer as well. Get organized. It'll help you to succeed that much better. And finally, number 5, expand your work environment. As human beings, our mood flows from the space we occupy. A clean, streamlined space can empower you to think and act with clear focus. A cluttered, loud, or crowded workspace can transform you into a distracted and unfocused version of yourself. So this sort of goes along with number 4 of getting organized. Take a look at the space that you occupy when you're working. Is it cramped? Is it cluttered? Is it loud, crowded? That sort of thing will distract you, and it'll take you away and drain from you your enthusiasm towards getting your work done. Okay, so try to make sure that your space you're working in is clean, streamlined, and it will empower you. It will empower you to get your work done in a timely manner and move on to the next task. All right? So once more through these, number 1, do away with unnecessary meetings. Ask people if they should be there, why they're there, and so on. Make sure everyone is contributing to the meeting in a positive way. Number 2, tackle the toughest nail first. Don't go right for the easy tasks. Tackle those tough ones before you do the easy ones. It'll make you feel so much better and feel such a greater sense of accomplishment. Number 3, practice saying no. This is especially related to shiny new objects. In terms of online marketing, say no to that new plugin that's guaranteed to give you 5,000 new Facebook likes in only 1 hour. I highly doubt that that's going to happen. Okay? Number 4, get organized. And number 5, expand your work environment. Make sure things are clean and streamlined. Don't pull yourself down. Push yourself forward. Now, putting these into practice right away, guys, and you will see a gain in your productivity and your success. And with that, I want to thank you very much for attending tonight's webinar. It's been a real pleasure to present these to you over the last 10 weeks. I can't believe it's been 10 weeks. It seems like it's just flown by. But I will be back next week again with another new series that's going to start up. So if you're already on my email list, make sure you watch your email. I'll be giving you fair warning about what's coming, the topics we're going to be covering. It'll be another 10-week series. And if you're not on my list, well, I suggest you visit buildyoursuccessonline.com right now, or as soon as we're done the webinar, I should say. Go to buildyoursuccessonline.com. You can see my address there. My domain is right in the corner of each of these slides. Visit my website. I've got a terrific free report there called Affiliate Marketing Supremacy. And all you have to do is enter your email address right there on my homepage, and you will get that product right away, and you'll be subscribed to my email list. So you'll get warnings and you'll get lots of tips. I try to email at least 2-3 times a week, sometimes more. Whenever I've got something cool and new that I want to show you, I will email it to you. It could be a tip, it could be a trick, it could be a freebie that I'm offering to you, and it could also be one of the very few paid products that I offer. And I only sell what I believe in and what I use myself. So you won't get the shiny objects coming from me. You're going to get quality stuff that I believe in, that I use, and that I have success with. And that's what I want for you. So visit my website, visit my YouTube channel. You have access if you hit up my blog at buildyoursuccessonline.com. It's got links in the top right-hand corner where you can hit up my Facebook page, my Twitter account, follow me. You can check out my YouTube channel from there, everything. Google Plus, I've got them all. So engage with me, join my list. I look forward to working with you more, and watch your email for the next series that's going to start next week. Now, if anybody's got any questions about video marketing, we can go over those now. All right? Cool. Thanks again, guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.